Hey guys, welcome back to Real Chalk. I'm Sam,
I'm Jamie.
and we're joined by Connor. Say hello, Connor.
Hello. You got the hello right this time instead of halo.
Hello. So today we're going to talk a bit about a review, I guess, of 21.1. I'm still saying 20.1. It's hard to say 21.1.
Yeah.
I know we're recording this on St. Patrick's Day, so we'll give a potential prediction that will, by the time this is posted, be completely defunct.
Yeah.
So
100%. We'll see how close we can get to
Yeah,
what
exactly.
the real workout is, though.
All right, well, let's kick it off and then we'll get stuck in. Yeah, I can't stop saying 20.1.
Yeah, fair.
21.1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, so Sam, well, I think everyone is different in the lead up to the Open. I know we've said that this year was meant to be a little bit less stressful, but still, I know I was getting like kind of the pre-game nerves and the run up and really starting to feel like just getting ready for action, you know. But when they release it, the day before they release it, like, do you stay up to watch it, or what's your kind of way of doing it?
I purposely didn't stay up to watch it this year. Last year, or I guess a year and a half ago, I didn't either. But before that, as soon as you see it in the middle of the night, you are making strategies until even further into the night, and just ruins your whole sleep. So I just say, okay, don't look at your phone until the morning. Now you are kind of
What
nervous.
about if you wake up in the middle of the night? Do you check it, or?
No, so this last week when it came out, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, okay, I could check it, but I know as soon as I check it, I'm not getting a good enough sleep. And then I went, I'm actually really tired, so I want a good sleep. So I just went back to bed.
Fair.
Did you stay up?
I didn't stay up. I stayed up till like maybe 11 o'clock, then kind of went to bed, but I knew I was going to check it. So I was kind of like, all right, all you need to do is sleep for the next 2.5 hours, then you're allowed to wake up and check it.
Yeah.
I always need to know it. Otherwise, in the run up to me just waiting, I must have had like 10 dreams of making up different workouts, waking up being like, okay, I know it now, and then realizing it hadn't been announced yet. So,
I'm the same.
but then when it did come out, I was pretty surprised at the workout, because they've obviously broken it this year into a dumbbell, or not a dumbbell, an equipment variation, then a body weight, and so on. When I woke up and saw it, I was like, there's some serious athletes doing this, but why are they doing the body weight variation?
Yeah.
It kind of threw me, the fact that there were wall walks in it and doubles. I was really expecting a dumbbell to start, especially because they said it would be like one dumbbell. I was like, there's just going to be tons of dumbbell snatches or something like that. So I literally sat up, started to watch it, and then I waited after the workout. I waited another 15 minutes just waiting for another workout to come out for our variation. But then I was like, well, looks like we're doing wall walks.
Yeah, exactly. I woke up to a message from Darley in the group, who is the head news reporter for anything CrossFit.
Yeah, the official news reporter.
Yeah, and it just said a text saying, the only text I saw was, it's fucking wall walks. And I went, what?
I don't think we've ever even really done, like, might have done a couple wall walks for, it's something I always do with people on their first handstand session in the gym. It's kind of like, it's a safe variation of a handstand. So I've done them a little bit for warm-ups, and then it's literally the first handstand exercise I teach people when I'm kind of in like CrossFit's cool. It has gymnastics, you get upside down. So there were tough standards, and of course there were loads of reps, so it did kill the shoulders, but I did want a bit more of a test, I think, for the first one. Like, even though it was an absolute killer, and I didn't get an amazing score either, I'm not saying that. I'm just kind of saying I would have liked to have seen maybe some handstand walks, because then when your shoulders are that tired, you're not just flattening yourself on your stomach or just lying on the ground like a worm, but you're more going for a handstand walk, a higher skill, you know?
I think I was expecting something more CrossFit-y, I guess is the word, but like traditional open stuff that we've seen before. But I remember when I was like in school, we used to always been made do wall walks and stuff. Like
that was your PE teacher.
Yeah.
The CrossFit guy.
We used to do, so our gym was in like a shipping container down the back of the school, and we do
That's cool.
wall walks up and down a shipping container, but like there was no like reach the hand. You could put your feet up whatever way you wanted. You could forward roll and fall on your back off if you wanted to. It was no, so it was interesting to have a standard for such a movement that was, well, for most people only an accessory movement, I think.
Yeah,
like
the standard did get tough though, getting that close to the wall. Like, I think when you go through the first round of 1 rep, 3 reps, 6 reps, you're like, all right, I'm flying this. Suddenly you hit the 9s, and then you're like, uh-oh,
so
my arms are not moving anymore.
When you do the round of 9, you're pretty much doing the same amount of work you've already done to that point. So I thought the round of 15 was definitely the hardest round.
Yeah, and then
I didn't expect it as
the
much.
15s exactly. You're more, but I still thought you could kind of like you could see an end to the 15s. Like you were like maybe 5 sets of 3 or whatever you were doing. You could see an end, but the 21s, I was just like, I have no idea when this is going to end. Like
Yeah.
it was just never ending.
It was that 21 was so long. Like I think we both went out pretty hot.
Yeah,
So we did it together the first day, and I think we just started going like. I think we didn't know anything about pacing. It's like, oh, wall walks, you can kind of do them all day because they're an accessory movement.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
I think that's kind of how I was thinking anyway. And then
yeah. Well, you
I
went,
just suddenly got flattened. Like
That's
it kind
it.
of blew up my shoulders. Big
you
time.
went flying out the gates, and I was about to follow you, and then I was like, no, don't get caught up in that trap. Like it's too long a workout. So I think it was pretty much like you were about 2 seconds ahead of me the whole way through. Like every round, you always had one wall walk on me. And then by the last round, the very final set of doubles, I got up like 1 second before you. I think I picked up the rope first, and I was like, I'm doing it. And then my shoulders just started to burn, and I was swinging. I started doing full arm circles rather than spinning my reps to get the rope round. I was like, oh no, it's fading. So, and then like you beat me, I don't know how many reps you beat me by. It's maybe 20 doubles or more.
15, 20,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
which is like 3 seconds.
And yeah, that one trip, I was like, no.
Or 3 or 4
and then I'm
seconds.
looking at you and like, please fall, lace undo, something happened to this lad.
Yeah, lace undo.
Yeah.
The force, use the force on his
Yeah,
laces.
yeah, exactly. But it was good. Like it was really nice as well for everyone to be able to do it at home. I think that was cool
Yeah.
and a really easy workout to redo.
Yeah, exactly. So I ended up redoing it, even though everyone advised me not to.
Yeah.
Filippo was like, okay, here are the logical reasons why you shouldn't. You don't need to. Your score is in the top 10%. You're just burning. You're just wasting energy. Like all these list of reasons. And then my friend Mark finished the workout, and that was just end of it. It was in the back of my mind all weekend, like just going, oh my god, I can't believe. And then I did my full day of training on Monday. I actually went home. I was like, okay, I'm done training. I was going to go running, and then I came back to the gym because like, oh, I have to clean up. It's my day to like wash everything.
Yeah.
And then I came back and Filippo's still here, and I just did the workout. I was like, let's just do it. Let's see what happens. So I said to him, if I fall off pace, stop me. Like the only way I'm doing this is if I'm going to actually do better.
Were you ahead from the whole time? Actually, we didn't talk about that. Were you ahead the whole way through, or
No.
where did you make up time?
The 21. So I actually came off my double unders, 150 double unders, within 1 second of the other time. So it's
Really,
like
yeah?
the exact same pace. And I was like, oh no, it's happening again. Stop it. Stop me if I need to, Filippo. And then we had this thing where I was going to do one wall walk every 10 seconds for the 21s. And then I was like a minute ahead of pace.
And you were able to hold that the whole way through.
Yeah, it was the 21s were easier than the 15s because I didn't know where I was at during the 15s.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what pace I'm on. I don't know how I'm doing. I don't see the end for ages because I still have to do 21. So I was dying during the 15s. And then the 21s was like, okay, once I do the 21s and if I finish it, I can definitely do the double unders and broken or whatever.
Yeah. Did you go unbroken on the doubles?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I had one trip on the 30, like random early round, but then I'm broken for the rest.
And you managed to take Mark in the end then?
I did. I took Mark by 12, 13 seconds or something.
I think that's bigger than even winning Ireland. You just had to take
No,
him.
it wasn't about winning Ireland.
Yeah.
There's no points for that now.
No.
There is points for beating Mark.
100%. You couldn't let him
No way.
break your ego. But there's some sick scores in there, like 11 30s and that type of thing. Crazy.
Yeah.
Like worldwide, I'm talking now.
Yeah, and ridiculous. We were figuring it out. We were like, how does someone even do that? And I was like, well, if I was going every 10 seconds, I think if you even went 1 second faster per rep, you'd save a minute.
Okay,
so that's
fair.
That's 60 seconds already. So if you then do every 8 seconds, which I think some people were, that's 2 minutes. So now you're on 12, 30. Then you're looking at your double under cycle. I think mine is like 0.6 seconds per rep. So like 50 reps takes 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So if you can go, some people go 0.5. So then your 50 reps takes 25 seconds.
Nice.
So then that's another minute. So if you can do all that together, you're at 11:30.
This is how in depth our open breakdown is.
Yeah, it's very intense.
But that is literally like if you go to the Open, say last year when it really matters if you win If you win the Open or you win an event or whatever, that is normally how in-depth we'll go. Is you could spend 2-3 hours breaking down your video, looking at every transition, every time you got chalk, and how many, you'll literally have it down to how many chalk breaks you're going to take to save 5 seconds to get to the final round, and hopefully have 15 seconds to get 3-4 more reps. Like,
Yeah, I remember one year I was like, okay, you have to start the workout with your t-shirt off. You have no time to be taking your t-shirt off in the workout.
yeah,
It's just small things like
it's
that.
the smallest things.
They add up, like.
And keeping your head strong and knowing that, like, if it's only sets of 5 to 8 toes to bar, that you don't need chalk. You need it at the start. And then even if you want it, that's normally your head just telling you need a break. So sometimes even getting rid of the chalk. I mean, like, don't put it near me, because then I definitely won't walk across the gym to get it. So at least I can keep my head in the game.
Yeah, exactly. One year there was toes to bar, or last year was toes to bar double unders and dumbbell thrusters. And it was a 20-minute AMRAP with that, and there was like loads of toes to bar, and I said you're only allowed one chalk break in the 20-minute workout. So what I had to do was, so in the Open you're either allowed wear grips or tape the bar. You're not allowed to do both. So I taped the bar. I chalked, like, I coloured in the tape with chalk, coloured in the dumbbell with chalk, covered in my skipping rope with chalk. So everything I touched already had chalk.
Yeah.
And I only needed, at the 10-minute mark, because I had one chalk break and I could go again.
But that's what makes the difference.
That is what made the difference.
And that's what we were saying. We go over in the Open camp, which we are, the online Open camp, is just those tiny things like your transitions, like your chalk breaks, because they're the things where you're going to save time. A lot of the time, if you're cycling wall balls, like, we're pretty much going to do them at the same speed, or your doubles pretty much the same speed. Obviously, depending if you have like the kind of rubber wire or the steel wire on your rope, will make a tiny difference. But it's a lot of time people think, I've finished this movement, now I get a break, where it's more just get to the next movement as fast as you can, and don't waste time in between those transitions.
And try and make the movement as efficient as possible, so you can recover while doing it somewhat, instead of, I think it always feels worse in a workout when you stop and everything hits you. You're like, so you're so much more pain. But if I just pick up the wall ball and I'm doing more wall balls, I'll actually feel better while doing it.
Start recovering on the movement.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But then
it's hard to convince someone of that, though.
Yeah,
like,
no, 100%.
No,
and at the time, the night before you're doing a repeat, you're telling yourself all this. The second you're in it, you're like, I need a break. I need chalk.
I need my mom.
Do you think you could have done it faster then, if you, knowing the breakdown of it now and doing the one rep every 10 seconds? Obviously, if it wasn't the Open scenario, you've got to save yourself. Do you think you could do it faster?
I was talking to Philippe. I was like, you could do that every 9 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah,
seems
easily. Which is strange that it adds to a whole minute. But I think it's very doable though, every 9. Every 8 I think we'd be pushing it down.
Yeah.
Because I think the rep took about 5 seconds. So then I'd have like 2 seconds to lie there, and then I'd hear Felipe go 3, 2, 1. And as I was doing 3, 2, 1, I'd start going into the next thing. But if I landed and then it was 3, 2, 1, it'd be like too close to it.
Yeah,
that 2 seconds was enough to go.
Yeah,
and like,
get a breath.
And then that's just what saved you. That was the pace I could sustain. The second time through I did it was a lot easier. I actually walked it off at the end. I was like, okay, I'm finished. The first time I was like, whoa, I blew up.
Well, you know what's going to happen to your body. Like the
Yeah.
first time you do a workout, even though you're going as hard as you can, you're kind of going through the reps and you're like, oh shit, if the 9s are hard or the 15s are hard, imagine how hard the 21s are going to be. So that's in the back of your mind, and you don't want to fail that attempt. You don't want to bomb out. So I always find, if you get, like, I remember after finishing the first one, I was happy enough. I was pissed off that I didn't finish it. Really pissed off, because you don't want to get time capped in an open workout, because you know it was created to be finished. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm close to finishing it. I have a banker. Now I know that I can just go hell for leather if I was to repeat it. And that's normally, I think, why you do better, because you know you have a decent score in your back pocket. So now if you fail, you fail. You can go absolutely crazy and it doesn't matter. Like.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
21.2, what do we think? Any predictions?
If it's bloody ring rows and another accessory movement this week, ring rows and box jumps this week. Some more jumping, and hopefully see.
There's an argument for making it accessible like they did this week, just because. Well, firstly, go back to this week, I feel almost that they kind of threw the wall walks in and the doubles in, because like we were talking about the 10% and where the cutoff is, and there wasn't as many sign-ups as usual.
Yeah.
And then once they released that workout, the sign-ups boosted up. So I think a lot of people who were at home, who weren't going to do the Open, got to see the wall walk variation, and they were like, oh, class. I get to get involved in this. Yeah. And we got a ton of gym sign-ups literally on the Friday when everyone saw the workout. So that is pretty cool that everyone got to get involved. But now everyone's involved, I'd like to see a dumbbell or something we've been training for rather than...
wall walks.
Yes,
I think
rapid wall walks.
I think if you were on the fence, that workout really could convince you to join up
Yeah.
to the Open. I think that was probably designed that way. So hopefully, with that in mind, this week will be more traditional CrossFit
Yeah,
stuff.
I think it's going to be one dumbbell and a dumbbell movement, like tons of snatches or tons of single arm clean and jerks, and then something you can do from home, like burpees you can do from anywhere. I know they said that there's going to be some, like you'll need a pull-up bar just in general across this Open, but if they're going to stay with the theme of keeping it like really accessible, I'd say we're going to see a lot of burpees and a lot of dumbbell snatches, because everyone can get a dumbbell and everyone knows that the weights are 22 for guys or 15 for girls, so getting your hands on one dumbbell, like that's possible.
And then maybe for the third week, thrusters and pull-ups,
Yeah, fair.
just to keep it kind of or the last week. I guess this will be the last week of the Open, so it's always last week of the Open. Some thrusters.
It's
and
always
pull-ups.
thrusters, isn't it? Has there ever not been thrusters?
Yeah, last year was rowing, wall balls, and muscle
Oh,
ups.
sorry.
Which
That
was
was
real-
the one where we could create our own strategy on how
Yeah.
to attack it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was interesting. Yeah, I think this week dumbbells for sure, or one dumbbell, and then maybe a lot of people are predicting a 17.1 repeat. So
Which was that?
burpee, box jump overs, and dumbbell snatches.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
ladder.
You've done that about 4 times this year as well, so
Yeah.
be ready for that.
We've done loads of that stuff. Yeah.
Is there anyone who, like looking at the leaderboard, is there anyone who you saw their score and were like, that's in like, you know, interesting in a good way, or like someone who maybe like just underperformed? Yeah.
But one of my favourites was Kev Claxton went for the 4 repeats, so that was pretty impressive. And I think he stood by his best strategy was doing it in his boxers. So I'm hoping he carries out the rest of the Open in his boxers. That'd be an interesting strategy, just bringing in a new style.
That's 4 goes of that workout is insane.
Shoulders be completely falling off you.
I don't think I say he's not moving this week. I think a lot of people were caught off guard by the workout. I saw Lucas Hoberg put up a video where he could barely do a wall walk.
Yeah.
I know Mundwilder was
Yeah, Mundweiler,
pissed off on
David
Instagram.
Trunk as well. Like they're 3 previous games athletes, and we both beat them in all of the workouts. And we both beat them, and we both beat them in that workout.
Yeah,
Jesus,
yeah.
I can't talk. But as well, not everyone redid it, because I think they still knew that they were going to get through.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's mad though how it exposes a weakness, like what seems like a simple movement can expose such a weakness to some of the top athletes. Like that is the kind of cool thing that of CrossFit, that you always need to stay on your toes, and you are literally training for who knows what's going to come up. And even when you think you're super fit and you have very few weaknesses, they still manage to expose it. Like it's
For
just
sure.
crazy how that works. Like
Yeah. I like no one would have predicted wall walks. So
No.
I think that the cool thing is no one predicted it. So then it's an even playing ground for preparation for it, I guess.
And when you can handstand walk, which is like the hardest variation of being on your hands, you'd think that a wall walk would be easy. You think you just have that shoulder volume, but
No.
clearly not.
It's the angle, I think. It was just the pushing up this
Yeah.
way. Because usually you're walking forward on your hands. Pushing back is all...
It was
it's all a
definitely
different
tougher
thing.
for the bigger guys who have just like big, thick shoulders, and maybe a little tougher kind of overhead range. That definitely
Yeah.
brought them out. Like
For sure.
I did about 3 of them this morning, and I was like, nah. I'm delighted I didn't do the workout.
Fair.
when you do 1 or 2 of them though, like when they release it, you're like, you lie on the ground, you do 2 reps, you're like, this is grand, this is easy. And then you go, how many did we have to do in total? Do you know how many was in the workout?
55.
Okay, yeah.
I think,
55?
yeah, I think after watching you guys do it, I knew it would already. I was like, that looks awful. And then when I tried 3 of them, I was like, yeah, I
Yeah.
had no hopes that this would be in any way fun. Especially, I think as a taller person, maybe it might even be
Yeah.
a little bit
Yeah,
harder.
that's it.
Like I felt like
You
I
can
was.
take those big steps. So I was watching videos of some taller lads. They managed to get in like 2-3 steps. I was
Yeah.
going for a little
I think if
ninja
you're,
fast
yeah, I think if
steps.
you're really strong, you could do that. Like
Yeah.
the steps I was taking, like I felt like I was fucking walking for ages. Like,
Yeah,
I felt like
yeah.
it was a mile away from the wall.
I
Like,
saw Fikowski was up in 2.
yeah,
So he'd
yeah,
go.
gonna say
exactly.
that
He's
he
a perfect
killed it.
example of that.
Yeah, he did really well.
Yeah, he smashed that.
He was
Do you
like
think, do you think
back in 2
he's
steps.
Do you think he's in good shape then this year? Obviously, he didn't have a great year, kind of the past 2 years. Do you think he's someone maybe to keep an eye on after seeing a workout like that?
Yeah, so he'll always do well at an in-person thing. So if he shows up to a regionals or semi-finals, he will crush it. And then same with the games.
Yeah.
I don't know about online stuff. So the online games in September or October, that was just, I don't think suited him. I think he needs.
Well, the other thing is, like, one of his strengths, which he says himself, he says he'll always win a run, swim, run, and like you can't put that in the online stuff. So he is very good at a lot of the more odd object stuff, or the running stuff, swimming stuff that you'll see at a CrossFit event. You know, some of the harder tests which you don't normally get to do in the open. You know,
and maybe that's what this week was a perfect, like, no one had seen this coming, and when he saw it, he was like, okay, how do we? Because he's real clinical with the way he thinks about stuff.
I say my breakdown was crayons compared to his
the
mathematical breakdown.
Yeah,
I say he had like every step had a different second time to it.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I was only thinking that after we did it, like, we always do it on the Friday just because we're so eager and ready to go. But we barely know the standards. So, like, obviously we go through the standards, we make sure we know them so you don't have any problems with your video, but we don't know any of the tricks, you know. I wonder if it's just better maybe waiting until the Saturday, especially if we only want to do the one and done, because then we'll get all the ideas.
That's what I saw, because I saw all, like, by the time I got home, every CrossFit page had a tips video out.
Yeah.
Crap, I did it like freestyle.
Yeah. And everyone was going through that no rep that the CrossFit Cowboy got, you know, when he put up his video.
That was cool that he put that up, I thought.
Yeah.
Like,
but then I was going through, I spent like 15 minutes of fear going through my video, being like, please don't have gotten no reps. And now thankfully I was just maybe taking my time on it, and we had already known about the fingertips, so I didn't get no reps on it.
Yeah.
But I always think watching, even though like we have a judge, we're really strict with our judging, I'm always really worried watching it back, because I'm like, I just finished it, please tell me my reps are good.
Yeah.
And then once you're in the clear, you're like, okay, cool, nice.
And
now
the
the
trickiest
rest.
thing for workouts like this is counting double unders. So I always go back, I'm like, my head, I'll probably look like this.
Bouncing
My
your
head is
head like a
bouncing around.
bobblehead.
Yeah. But I'm actually just going 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
counting
yeah,
double
yeah.
unders.
Yeah, I let the judge count this time, but usually if it's like 35 reps, I'll normally count to stay on top of it. But then in this one, I was just getting lost. I could barely spin the rope. Arms were falling off me. I was like,
I think once you get past 50 anyway, it's like, did I just say 50 or did I just say 60?
Yeah. At least the counting was in English for you this time rather than French. Like, Filippo should have thrown some Italian
If
at
he
you
did
for the
that,
crack.
I'd have been, that would have been scumwoody.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's us for this week. A quick one on our giveaway. We are going to... Well, I don't know what I'm going to say about the giveaway. Connor's going to take over for this one. I know I have to mention it, but I don't know what I meant to say. So, Connor, over to you.
Thank you for that, Jamie. No, we are going to announce the giveaway on Instagram today. So if you are listening to this on the Sunday, check out the Instagram page. We will have announced the winner. And if it is you, answer your emails. So, yeah, that's us, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, guys. Please like and share.
And
We'll see you next week.
Leave a bloody review.
Leave a review.
Sam's goddamn review.